lacking in the usual glamour and fame. Some believe that anyone can seem beautiful by simply staying still and appearing clueless. Although this might sound unkind, it surprisingly fits Hedy Lamarr perfectly. She embodied both striking beauty and inventive talent, balancing a glamorous film career with groundbreaking scientific ideas. By daytime, she was a celebrated actress admired worldwide, yet behind the scenes, she concealed a secret world of innovation and resilience. Many remember her solely for her movie roles, but a hidden part of her life reveals a different side, one filled with secrecy, risk, and extraordinary intelligence. Despite her fame, she faced challenges that kept her true achievements well hidden. Her story is far more complex than the shining star on the silver screen, revealing a woman who defied expectations and broke through barriers that many never saw coming. Her life is a tale of riddles and revelations, exposing dark secrets that lie beneath her glamorous facade. Certainly, Hedwig Eva Maria Kiesler was born as the only child of Emil Kiesler, who was a bank director, and his wife Gertrude, a talented pianist. Although her family was ethnically Jewish, her mother chose to convert to Catholicism and raised Hedwig in the Christian faith. Her original name was rarely known publicly because she became famous worldwide under the stage name Hedy Lamarr. During her childhood and young adult years, she lived in Austria, where her family was well off and enjoyed a comfortable life. When Austria was annexed into Nazi Germany, her mother Gertrude took action to protect her family's future by petitioning to become a naturalized American citizen. She claimed her Jewish ancestry to aid her application, which was a significant step given the political climate at the time. Hedwig's life story is intertwined with the major historical events of her time, shaping her personal journey and her later career as an actress. Despite her Jewish roots, her family's religious choices, and her mother's efforts to gain American citizenship reflect the complex identity and circumstances they faced during those turbulent years. These elements of her background are often overlooked, but are important for understanding her life and legacy. From a young age, Hedy Lamarr showed a strong interest in acting and was deeply fascinated by the world of theater and film. She enjoyed watching movies and dreaming of becoming a performer herself. Her interest in beauty and appearance was evident early on, as at the age of 12, she won a beauty contest held in Vienna, which helped her gain confidence and recognition. Alongside her fascination with acting and beauty, she developed an unusual curiosity about how things worked. Her father played a significant role in nurturing this interest by taking her on walks and explaining the workings of different technologies and inventions that shaped society. He discussed how devices like radios and telegraphs operated, sparking her imagination about the process of invention and innovation. This early exposure to science and engineering became a part of her legacy later in life, as she became known not only for her beauty and acting talent, but also for her inventive mind. These early interests in performance and invention laid the foundation for her unique path through life, blending the worlds of entertainment and technology in an extraordinary way. Since she was young, Hedy Lamarr showed great interest in acting. She joined Sasha Film as a teenager, eager to start her career in the movies. To improve her skills, she took acting classes in Vienna, which helped her learn the craft. One day, she decided to take a bold step. She forged a permission note from her mother to go to Sasha Film without her parents knowing. Her plan worked, and she was hired at the age of 16 as a script girl. This position allowed her to learn more about how movies were made and what actors did behind the scenes. Soon after, her talent was noticed, and she was given a small role as an extra in a movie called Money on the Street, which was released in 1930. Her first appearance on screen was modest but significant for her career. Less than a year later, she appeared in another film, Storm in a Water Glass, with a small speaking part. This early work helped her gain experience and open the door for more acting opportunities. Over time, her determination and growing skill earned her larger roles, and she became well known in the film industry. Her early days at Sasha Film showed her ambition and dedication, which carried her through her journey to fame. Immediately after her early acting experiences, Hedy Lamarr was noticed by the influential producer Max Reinhardt. He cast her in a play called The Weaker Sex, which was performed at the theater in Der Josefstadt. Reinhardt was so impressed with her talent and presence on stage that he decided to help her further. He made arrangements for her to travel with him to Berlin, where he was based and where the theater scene was lively and full of opportunity. In Berlin, Hedy Lamarr secured her first big acting role in a film called The Trunks of Mr. O.F. She shared the screen with a young actor named Peter Lorre, who was also just starting his career. This role helped her gain more experience and visibility as an actress. The time spent in Berlin marked an important step for her, opening doors to greater fame and success in the future. Reinhardt's support and her early performances in Germany played a crucial part in shaping her path in the entertainment world. From these beginnings, she would go on to become a well-known actress who captivated audiences with her beauty and talent. Despite her later fame as an actress and inventor, Hedy Lamarr's role in the film Ecstasy marked a significant moment in film history. On January 20, 1933, Lamarr, then known by her birth name, was cast in the leading role in Gustav Machaty's film Ecstasy, which premiered in Prague. In this film, she portrayed a young wife who feels neglected by her indifferent older husband. The film was notable not only for its story, but also for the way it portrayed intimacy. It became famous for being the first film to depict not just a sexual scene but also a female orgasm, which was a groundbreaking and controversial achievement at the time. The movie drew intense public and media attention because of this daring content. Reporters soon discovered that Lamarr was only 17 years old when the film was made, adding to the scandal surrounding it. Despite the controversy, Ecstasy gained international recognition and won an award in Rome, helping to establish Lamarr's name in film history. Her performance in Ecstasy remains remembered as a bold and pioneering moment in cinema, breaking many social taboos of that era. It also contributed to her reputation as a daring and talented actress. This role marked a turning point for her career and opened the door for her to become a well-known star. The film's notoriety and the awards it received made it a significant part of film history, illustrating the power of cinema to challenge social norms and push boundaries. This early experience in the film industry showed her for her courage and willingness to take risks, qualities that she carried into her later work, both on screen and behind the scenes. Certainly, here is the detailed text. Based on your instructions throughout Europe, Hedy Lamarr's film Ecstasy was viewed as a work of art that pushed artistic boundaries and challenged traditional ideas about cinema. Many European audiences appreciated its innovative approach, and critics praised its controversial yet bold portrayal of human emotions and sexuality. However, when the film was released in the United States, the response was vastly different. It was banned because many Americans considered the film too sexually explicit and inappropriate. The American authorities and conservative groups felt that Ecstasy crossed the line and was unsuitable for public viewing, leading to negative publicity that overshadowed its artistic merits. Women's groups in particular opposed the film, citing concerns about morality and decency, and they organized protests to discourage its screening. Additionally, in Germany, the film faced another obstacle. It was banned due to the background of the film's director, Alexander Korda, and the fact that Hedy Lamarr, who starred in the film, was associated with Jewish heritage. This connection made the film politically unacceptable at the time, and it was removed from circulation to avoid controversy. Despite facing censorship and criticism in various parts of the world, Ecstasy remains a notable example of how cultural and political differences influence the reception of art and film. The controversy surrounding it highlighted the tensions between artistic freedom and societal norms during that period. After that scene, there was a strange story that circulated about Lamarr's expression. During the controversial sex scene in the film Ecstasy, Hedy Lamarr's facial expression, often referred to as her O-face, became a topic of discussion. It was reported that the film's director, to ensure that Lamarr's reaction looked authentic and intense on camera, poked her in her rear end with a pin. This controversial moment added to the film's notoriety and fueled rumors about the methods used to capture natural or exaggerated reactions of actors in such scenes. Lamarr's performance in Ecstasy was already groundbreaking for its time, but this story behind her expression added an extra layer of intrigue, making the scene even more memorable and discussed in Hollywood history. The incident raised questions about the treatment of actresses during that era, especially in scenes that pushed boundaries and defied social norms. Despite the controversy, Lamarr's career continued to grow, and she became known for her beauty, talent, and intelligence. Nonetheless, the story of how her O-face was achieved remained a dark, yet fascinating part of her legacy, illustrating the complex and sometimes troubling aspects of filmmaking in that period. The tale has persisted over the years, often cited when discussing the history of film and the challenges women faced in the industry. It also serves as a reminder of the pressures and tactics used to create powerful scenes that would captivate audiences, and Lamarr's experience remains a poignant example of the struggle for respect and dignity in her profession. After she married Friedrich Fritz Mandel in August 1933, despite her Jewish background, Lamarr found herself in a complex situation. She was only 19 years old at the time, and had already been raised as a Christian, which fit well with Mandel's expectations because he was a man of mixed religious heritage. His father was Jewish, but his mother was Catholic, which led him to convert to Catholicism. Mandel was also a wealthy man, known for his role as a munitions manufacturer, and one of the richest men in Austria. He had a strong interest in business and power, and his influence was significant. When Lamarr married him, Mandel wanted to be sure that she was fully committed to his beliefs, so he required her to formally convert to Catholicism as part of their marriage. This demand showed that he wanted her to align with his religious views, and perhaps also to fit into his social circle. Despite her Jewish lineage, Lamarr's decision to marry Mandel brought her into a world of wealth and influence, but it also reflected the complex and sometimes contradictory relationships between religion, identity, and social status during that time. Their marriage lasted for some years, during which Lamarr experienced a life surrounded by wealth and power, yet also faced the realities of her Jewish heritage in a Europe that was becoming increasingly tense and dangerous for Jewish people. Her marriage to Mandel marked a significant chapter in her early life, shaped by the social pressures and personal choices that many women faced during that era. Because of her marriage to Friedrich Mandel, Hedy Lamarr faced significant obstacles, especially from her parents who disapproved of the match. They believed Mandel's personality and background were not suitable for their daughter, and their disapproval created tension within her family. Despite this, Lamarr married Mandel, yet their relationship was troubled by Mandel's possessiveness and jealousy. His intense jealousy was a controlling force in their marriage, causing her much frustration and emotional distress. One of the most notable conflicts involved her film Ecstasy, which became a source of further trouble. After her marriage to actor John Kiesler, Mandel became obsessed with erasing all traces of her involvement in Ecstasy. He spent over $300,000 to buy and destroy copies of the film, determined to erase it from history. His efforts were relentless. He traveled across Europe, purchasing every copy he could find and destroying them. This obsessive campaign was fueled by his jealousy and desire to control her image. Despite his costly and aggressive attempts, Mandel was unable to completely eliminate the film. Some copies survived because of friends like Benito Mussolini, who refused to give up their own. As a result, despite Mandel's efforts to erase Ecstasy, the film can still be viewed today, serving as a reminder of the scandal and controversy it once caused. Lamarr's life was marked by personal struggles, including her turbulent marriage and her fight against her husband's efforts to destroy her work. Even after all this time, the movie remains accessible, and her legacy as both an actress and an inventor endures. Since her early days as an actress, Hedy Lamarr was known for her beauty, talent, and intelligence. However, her life was also filled with struggles and daring escapes. At one point, she faced a difficult situation with her first husband, Friedrich Mandel, who was jealous and controlling. To escape his grip, she decided to leave Austria altogether. She disguised herself as a maid, a clever move that allowed her to hide her identity and sneak away from her oppressive environment. Using her acting skills, she managed to pass unnoticed and reach Paris, a city known for its art and freedom. Once in Paris, she was finally able to get a divorce from Mandel, freeing herself from his bad influence and beginning a new chapter of her life. Some stories say that her escape was even more daring. She wore all her expensive jewelry to a fancy dinner, and under the cover of darkness, took her jewels and ran away into the night, casting off her old life. This act of bravery shows her determination to break free from her past and start anew. Her escape to Paris not only changed her life, but also marked her as someone who was willing to risk everything for her freedom. Throughout her life, Lamarr's story of escaping her oppressive marriage remains a testament to her courage and resilience. Her daring journey symbolizes her desire for independence and her refusal to be controlled. This event was just one part of her extraordinary life that combined beauty, talent, and strength. Her ability to adapt and escape adversity helped shape her into the legendary actress and inventor she is remembered as today. After arriving in London, she adopted the stage name Lamarr to help start a new chapter in her career. In 1937, she met Louis V. Mayer, a well-known film executive who was traveling through Europe looking for talented actors and actresses. Mayer saw potential in her and persuaded her to change her original name from Hedwig Kiesler, which was her birth name. He believed that using a different name would help her succeed in Hollywood, and also help her distance herself from her previous reputation. Before moving forward with her career, she wanted to leave behind any association with the movie called Ecstasy, which had caused her some controversy, and given her a certain reputation. She decided to choose a new surname, Lamarr, inspired by the beautiful silent film star Barbara Lamarr. This choice was also suggested by Margaret Schenberg, who was Mayer's wife. The new stage name, Lamarr, helped her present herself as a glamorous and talented actress, ready to shine on the big screen. With this change, she started working in Hollywood, and began a successful career in the entertainment industry, becoming known for her beauty and acting skills. Her story shows how a simple name change can open new doors, and help shape a person's identity in the world of fame and fame. Her decision to adopt the name Lamarr marked an important step in her journey from her beginnings in Europe to becoming a star in Hollywood. After Mayer brought Lamarr to Hollywood in 1938, he started promoting her as the world's most beautiful woman. Her striking looks and charm made her a popular star in the film industry. But she also wanted to help her country during difficult times. When the United States was involved in World War II, Lamarr wanted to do more than just act. She hoped to join the National Inventors Council to contribute her knowledge and skills to the war effort. However, she was told by a member of the council, Charles F. Kettering, and others that her talents were better used in a different way. They believed that her celebrity status could persuade many people to buy war bonds, which were essentially loans to support the government and help pay for the war. Lamarr then took part in a campaign to sell these bonds across the country. She appeared at many rallies, often with a sailor named Hedy Rhodes. During these events, Rhodes was always in the crowd, ready to join her on stage. Lamarr would flirt briefly with him, teasing the audience by asking if she should kiss him. When the crowd shouted yes, she would say she would do it if they bought enough war bonds. As the bonds were purchased, she kept her promise and kissed Rhodes, who then went back into the crowd. These lively and fun events kept people motivated to buy bonds. Over time, Lamarr helped sell an astonishing amount of bonds, totaling about $25 million. If we look at today's value, that would be over $350 million. Her efforts during this campaign showed that she was not only a talented actress, but also a patriotic American who used her influence to support her country's fight during wartime. Her involvement in war bond rallies and her charisma helped boost morale and encourage Americans to contribute to the war effort. After taking on the role of Delilah for 10 days, Hedy Lamarr found herself at the peak of her career as she played the iconic biblical figure opposite Victor Mature in the film Samson and Delilah. This movie, directed by Cecil B. DeMille and released in 1949, became a massive success, both with critics and audiences. Lamarr's portrayal of Delilah was especially praised, earning her widespread critical acclaim and recognition as a talented actress capable of bringing complex characters to life. The film's success was further highlighted by its 2 Academy Awards, which went to categories of Best Art Direction and Best Costume Design, showcasing the film's impressive visual style and intricate costumes. Showman's Trade Review, a well-known publication at the time, previewed the film before its release and specifically praised Lamarr's performance, noting her ability to embody the seductive and cunning qualities of Delilah convincingly. Playing such a prominent and challenging role helped solidify her reputation as a leading actress in Hollywood during that era. The film's extraordinary success propelled her career further, and her performance remained memorable for many years. Her work in Samson and Delilah remains one of her most notable achievements, demonstrating her talent and versatility. Lamarr's portrayal of Delilah left a lasting impression, highlighting her ability to captivate audiences and critics alike, and cementing her place in Hollywood history. Because she was a famous actress in the 1940s, many people did not realize that Hedy Lamarr also played a crucial role in developing wireless technology. During her career as a Hollywood star, she used her intelligence and curiosity to work on inventions that could help the world. In 1942, while her acting career was at its height, she collaborated with her friend George Antheil, a talented composer and pianist, to create a secret communications system. This invention was designed to help the Allies in World War II by making it much harder for enemies to intercept important messages. They achieved this by manipulating radio signals at irregular intervals, which created a code that was very difficult for others to break. This innovation helped protect military information from Nazi forces and contributed to the war effort. Although Hedy Lamarr was better known for her movies, her invention was ahead of its time and laid the groundwork for many modern wireless devices. Her patented idea of changing radio frequencies without a pattern eventually became the basis for technologies like Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, which we now use daily for wireless communication. Without her foresight and ingenuity, the development of mobile phones and many other wireless systems might have been delayed. Lamarr's contribution shows how a talented actress also played a key role in advancing technology that benefits millions today. Her work remains an inspiring example of how creativity and technical skill can come together to change the world. Hedy Lamarr is widely recognized not only for her beauty and acting talent but also for her remarkable contributions as an inventor. She made history by becoming the first woman to receive an Oscar for invention, a significant milestone that highlighted her inventive spirit and ingenuity beyond her Hollywood career. Her accomplishments in invention earned her a special place in history as a pioneering woman in a field often dominated by men. In 1997, Lamarr was awarded the Bobby-Nass Spirit of Achievement Award, which is given by the Invention Convention. This award is one of the highest honors for inventors, and is often called the Oscar for invention because of its prestige. Lamarr's receipt of this award marked her as the first female recipient, acknowledging her innovative mind and her impact on technology. Her inventions, especially her work on spread-spectrum technology, were ahead of her time and laid the groundwork for many modern communications, from secure Wi-Fi to Bluetooth. Sadly, her inventive work was not fully appreciated during her lifetime, but her legacy as an inventor continues to inspire many. She showed that creativity can go beyond the screen, and that women can excel in science and technology. Her story encourages others to pursue their passions regardless of the stereotypes they may face. Her achievements in invention remain a testament to her unique talents and determination. Today, she is remembered not only as a Hollywood icon, but also as a trailblazing inventor whose influence still resonates in the digital age. Because of her inventive mind, Hedy Lamarr, a well-known actress, also made significant contributions to technology. Although she was famous for her roles in movies, she used her intelligence to work on new ideas that could help in the war. She, along with composer George Antheil, developed a method called frequency hopping, which aimed to make radio communication more secure and less vulnerable to interception. They applied for a patent in 1942, and the U.S. Patent Office granted her patent number 2,290,387. Despite having this patent, she did not receive any money for her invention, because the device they envisioned was very difficult to build with the technology at that time. They tried to create a machine that could jump between different radio frequencies quickly, but it was too complicated to develop fully. Furthermore, the U.S. Navy was not interested in outside inventions during that period, which meant her ideas were ignored and not used by the military. Today, if her idea had been adopted, it would be worth around $30 billion, but at the time, she received no financial reward for her innovative work. Her contribution is now recognized as a crucial step towards modern wireless communication, even though she didn't get anything from it financially at first. Her story shows how her creative mind went beyond acting, making a lasting impact in the field of technology. Despite the lack of immediate reward, her work laid the foundation for technologies like Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, which are used everywhere today. After a long life filled with creativity and innovation, Hedy Lamarr passed away due to heart disease in Castleberry, Florida, on January 19, 2000. She was 85 years old at the time of her death. Throughout her life, Lamarr was known not only as a beautiful actress, but also as a brilliant inventor, contributing to technologies that helped secure communications during wartime. When she died, she wished to be cremated, and her son, Anthony Loder, took responsibility for spreading her ashes afterward. Her remains were initially kept in Florida, but in 2014, almost 14 years after her passing, her final resting place was moved to Vienna's Central Cemetery with an honorary grave, which is a sign of her importance and connection to Austria, where she was born. The remaining part of her ashes was buried there in November, just before her 100th birthday. This act honored her memory and celebrated her life as a symbol of beauty, intelligence, and innovation. Lamarr's death marked the end of a remarkable life that spanned the worlds of film, science, and history, leaving a lasting legacy that continues to inspire